can make it something like email address, and I can close it. Okay, so the same thing I'm just replicating with the for password. Okay, so password, and I'm going to create a button.
हाँ
So when the user click the button, so I need to log in,
हाँ
and I'm
हाँ
creating
इसको
one
चला
more
दिया,
button
तभी
for a
चला
sign
दिया
up.
था ना ये। चला दिया।
So I'm just saving the file. So before that, I will explain the layout. In
संजय
Ionic, we have a two
नीचे
layout.
हैं,
One is list view and
वो
one more is
नीचे
a
आ
grid
गए।
view. List view means it's a normal list. Okay, so every data it will be displayed one by one. That means the screen will be divided um, vertically. Sorry, not vertically, horizontally. One by one, it will be list. Okay, so like a UL and LI. Okay, so under the UL, it will be the multiple list. And if you want to split the screen in a grid view, so we have the thing called ion grid, and inside the ion grid we have the ion row. Okay, so I think I have explained yesterday itself. So ion row, ion column, okay. So inside the ion row, just I'm putting the button here. Okay, so to make it again, so sign up. Okay, and I will go. I'm going to add two more buttons. So that is called login with Facebook and login with Google Plus, something like that. Okay, so outside the ion row, outside the ion list, I'm just adding those buttons. I'm just saving the file. Okay, so now I want to make the login page as a home page. Okay, so I already told you the first page of your application, it will be inside the login dot, sorry, app.html, right? So I'm just going to the app.html. So what they are mentioning, ion navigation root page, it's something called root variable. Okay, so I'm just going to the root page. So here, if I go to the app.component.ts, so they have set the root page as your home page. Okay, home page here. So this is your home page. So they have imported the particular page and they have declared the home page as your first page of your application. You got it?
या
Any doubts here? You understood, right?
Yes.
Okay. Someone got passed. So anyway, everyone can see this, right? Someone messaged the screen is not visible.
Yeah.
Okay. So here what I need to do, so I just want to change the page to the login page. Okay. So same thing, I need to import first login page. Okay. Login page. From where I need to import. So as of now, I'm inside the app.component. So I need to travel back and I need to go to the pages folder and then I need to go to the login. Okay, the login. So now instead of the home page, I need to declare the login page as the first page. Okay, so I'm just amending the existing one because I don't need that. Okay, I just saved the files. So I go to the browser. So now I can see it. Okay, so here you can see I can see some input box and login button, something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to the login.html. So to we will do some enhancement. So I just making the full screen.
This block is the property of Ionic framework or how?
Yeah, Ionic framework.
Okay.
9738. Who is that number? So he's asking to something is not working. Everyone can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
What is the who's that number? 97387676.
That I think he is Datta.
Okay, he's not able to see the screen now. One sec. He's not even connected, right? Yeah.
Let me check one second.
Yeah, please call them.
So, I was not there yesterday's session,
Okay.
so we can have tomorrow that little about yesterday's session, right?
You can watch the video, okay?
Okay,
If you have any doubt, let me know, okay? Uh,
okay, he got it.
okay. Third.
He said he got connected.
He got connected?
Hmm.
Okay, fine. Okay. Shall we continue?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so here we have created the login page and we set up the login page as a home page. Okay, so that is it's not a home page, it's a first screen of your application. Okay, and I have a two inputs, so where I can enter something on that input, and when I click the login, so what I need to do, I need to get these value and I need to pass to the next page. Okay, so this is what we are going to do now. Hi, Charan. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, so I need to read that value first, okay? So before that, I need to create the variable, so where I can assign the values, okay? So just I'm going to the login.ts. So here I have two ways for creating an variable. One, I can create a separate variable for email address and separate variable for the password, okay? And I can pass it to the next page. So that is the one option. And otherwise I can create an object, so I can pull the value into the object, and the object I can pass to the next page. Okay, so these are the two way. So if you have a one or two variable, so you can create a separate variable. Okay, so email ID and password. But consider you have a huge form, like the user, they have to enter like a 10 or 15 fields. Okay, so in that case you can use an object. Okay, so we already seen how to create a variable in last session, right? So here we will learn how to work with an object. Okay, so I'm going to create a variable called user info. So it can be any data type. So initially we are declaring as a empty JSON. Okay, so it's going to be an object. Okay, so object. So I'm going to assign the value. Okay, so what we are actually going to do, so we are going to create an object like this. So email, so here we are going to enter the something like whatever the user have entered. So password, something the user have entered. So this object we are going to create dynamically. Okay, so that's why we created an empty object. So I'm just going to the login.html. Okay, so here input from the HTML to the TypeScript, you need to use ng model. Okay, so this is the syntax of Angular. I need to refer the variable. Okay, my variable, and so user info is an object. So inside the object, I am referring email. Okay, if email is not declared, it will create automatically. Okay, so you don't want to declare like this. Email is going to be empty, password is going to be empty, something like that you don't want to declare. Okay, so if a key is not there, it will automatically declare. Okay, so we created an empty object. Okay, so next I'm doing the same for, so type is going to be password. Okay, do you have any doubt here for declaring variables? continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So next what I'm going to do, so when I click the login, I need to print the value inside the console. Before passing the value, just I'm printing inside the console, okay? So for listen the click event, so click login. Okay, so login function I'm going to create inside the login.ts. Okay,
We won't get intelligence in this.
yeah, you will get it.
Okay. For click, I did not see. So
For click you won't, because the so we need to install something external plugin only. Okay, it
okay.
won't recognize automatically. Something if
Okay.
you go to the here, search for Angular 2 and you can install it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So when the users click login, so I'm just putting console.log. Here I need to pass the user info. Okay. So this dot user info. Okay. So now when the user click the button, so we will read the value and we will print it on the console. Okay. So I'm just going to the output. So we will see whether it's working or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm typing something on here, and when I click the login, it's not working. Okay. So let me save it again. Let it run. Okay, so here you can see something, an object, it's printing on the console. Okay, so next what we are going to do, so we are going to get the value and we are going to pass it to the next page. Okay, to work with the navigation, the Ionic is providing two class name. Okay, so that is called the nav controller and nav parameters. Okay, so nav controller is used for a navigation purpose. So one you can it's a kind of stack view. Okay, so from one page to you can go to the another page, or from another page to you can come back, like a back button. Okay, so that will be like a navigation will be handled by the nav controller. Okay, at the same time, if you are passing any data through the navigation, so that can be handled inside the nav params. Whenever you are adding a new page, so this import statement it will create automatically. In case if you are not finding, you need to declare it first. Okay, so import nav controller. So here I'm not going to work with the nav data, because so this login.ts it's going to be the first page. Okay, so I'm not going
Hello.
Hello, Sundar.
Yes.
It's not audible.
Sundar, your voice is not audible.
We can get in month. Growth graphic of development.
hello.
Yes, Sundar.
Okay, something I don't know. The Chrome is crashing often. Okay, so I will explain it again. So where we have, okay. So for navigation, okay. So for a navigation, we have two class name from the Ionic. Okay. So one that is called nav controller and one is called nav params. Okay. So the nav controller is used for navigation purpose. if you are passing any data through the navigation, so that can be handled inside the nav columns. If you are not passing to the next page, you can you no need params here, okay. And whenever you are creating a new page, so by default it will, you can see the import statement, okay. So whenever you are creating a new page, but if you are not seeing this code, you need to import it first, okay. So we will write the code for that. So import from, so where we are going to, so the navigation and something API related to the Ionic, everything will be inside the Ionic Angular. Okay, it's a package name from the Ionic team. So here I'm going to import the nav controller. Okay, and this is the class name for a navigation purpose. Inside the class name we have a multiple functions. Okay, apart from that we are going to use only one function, that is called push. Okay, to use that particular function I need to create an object for that. Okay, so object inside the constructor. So here you can create a public object or a private object, that is your wish. Okay, public, and so nav ctr, so it's a user defined, from where we are creating from the nav controller class name. Okay, so now using this object you can able to access any function inside the nav controller. Okay, so when the users click the login, so this dot nav controller is my object. And so for passing to the next page, that is for navigating to the next page, so we have a function called push. So the push, it will have a two parameter. One is your page name, so like which page you want to go. Okay, so that is the page name. So second parameter is if you are passing any data through the next page, so you need to pass an object. Okay, so the second parameter is an object, so which is, so whatever you want to pass to the next page, so that is the thing. Okay, that can be an object. Okay, so first I need to pass the page name. So we are going to navigate to the home page, right? So just go into the home.ts and just copying the class name. So that is the home page is a class name. I need to declare here. I will use that import home page, from where we are declaring. So note it down, we are in the login.ts. I need to give a reference to the login home.ts. Okay, so I just travel back. Now I'm inside the pages folder. So I need to go to the home and I have to give the home.ts as a reference. Okay, so you don't want to add the TypeScript extension, just skip that. Okay, so then this home page class name, it should be here. Okay, any doubt? Hello, do you have any doubt here?
No.
Okay, everyone,
Yes, you
shall I
can
continue?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just save the file, so we will see the output now. Okay, so I'm just click the login. So here you can see, so I can see the home page. Okay, right? Login. So I'm just going to the next page. Okay, so next I want to pass the data to the next page. So I already told you, so the second parameter is going to be an object. Okay, we already have the object called user info. In case if you write a code like this, email empty string password. In case if you write like this, so you need to declare like this. Okay, second time it's an object. So email is a keyword, so that is your this dot email and password. Okay, so this is how you need to do. Since we already declared the user info as an object, so we are directly passing. Okay, this dot user info. Okay, do you have any doubt here? So just we are
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Sundar. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
No sound.
Hello.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Chrome is crashing, so I will fix it tomorrow. No problem. So you can see the screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you understood, right? So we are just passing an object to the next page. Do you have any doubt here? Hello?
No, no doubts.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just saving the file. Okay, so we will see it now. So, okay. Oh, we can't see it now, right? Because we are not handling anything in the home page, right? So we don't know how it is reading. Okay, just going to the home.ts. So I already told you to working with the parameter. So it's handled by the naive params. Okay, so naive params, I need to import it first. I need to create an object for that. So this naive params is a user defined. Okay, it can be anything X, Y, Z, anything you want. Okay. Okay, so for reading the naive param, so we have a two method. One is if you want to read the entire JSON, which you have passed from the previous page, so we can use like this. I'm just writing inside the console, okay? So console.log, this dot naive params dot data, okay? So if you put a data, it will have the entire JSON, okay? And if you want to read any particular value, that is, if we want to read the only email from the previous page, so we have a separate function for that. So naive params.get, you need to pass the key of the JSON, okay? That is your email. Okay, so whenever the home page is loaded, so we can see two things on the console. One is the entire JSON and one more is the email address, okay? So I just save the file. I'm going here. Okay, so here you can notice I'm just typing something. When I click the login, so here you can see inside the home.ts line number 13 and 14. So 13, it's printing the entire JSON. Okay, so that means the data which we have entered on the previous page, so we are seeing on the next page. And I'm reading only the email. Okay, so the email is the key for that. So I'm printing on the console. Any doubts here?
Keys are not case sensitive, is it?
Uh, of course, it's a case sensitive, but mostly in JSON, they will use the. Okay, so it's case sensitive only.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Any doubts here? Shall I continue?
Yeah. Yeah. You can.
So then what we are going to do, we are going to create a one more page. Okay, so we are going to do a simple project that is called a product catalog, something like that. Okay, so for that I'm going to create a one more page that is called add product. So inside the home page we will display all products as a list view. Okay, so I think I don't want to explain it again. So like whatever we did it for the login, so we are going to do it again. Okay, so here Ionic G page, add a product. Okay, so the product has been added. So I'm just going to the add product.ts, copying the class name and go to the app.module.ts. I need to declare the pages here. So import product page from, so I'm in the app.module.ts, pages, add product, it's a folder name, and then add product.ts. Okay, so I need to declare the add product under declaration, and I need to declare inside of the entry component. So this is for a setup, and then inside the home.ts, I'm going to home.html, I'm going to add a button on the header. Okay, so this may be a new. So for adding the button into the header, so you need to use the keyword called ion buttons. Okay, so ion buttons. If you want to add the button to the left corner, you need to use the keyword called end. Okay, so this is the property of the ion button. If you use the start mean, so it will be before the login. Okay, but since the Android title will be on the left side, so everything will be placed here only. Okay, but if you see it on the iOS, you can see the different. Okay, so I'm pasting on the end because I want to see it on the right side. And here I need to create a button. So the button, ion button. So that is for adding the product. Okay, so here I'm going to display some icons for that. Okay, so ion icon is for used for displaying the icon. So the name is going to be something. Okay, so I will explain it. Okay, so for displaying the icon, you can just go to the Ionic documentation. So you can see the icons, list of icons. You can utilize it. Okay, instead of using any third-party icons library or any third-party images, try to use the Ionic icons. Okay, so it will give some performance. So go to the Ion icons. So here, whatever icon you can need, so you just search. Okay, so I just need the add icon. Okay, or we can use it to add circle. So they are giving you multiple icons, right? So you can just use this name. So based on the platform, it will pick the icon. Okay, so the name is going to be an add icon. So here, add product, and I can see the icon and I can see the text. Okay, so when the users click the button, I want to navigate to the add product page. Okay, so click go add product. Okay, so go add a product page. I need to create inside the home. Go add a product. So here I need to import the add product page. Okay, so import add product. From where I want to do it, I'm on the home page. Travel back, add product. Okay, got it right. So add product. I need to push here. Okay, this dot nav control. So here you can notice. So when I create a add product, so it's imported the nav controller, nav params by default. Okay. So when you create the page, it will import automatically. If you are not finding, you need to import manually. Okay. So this dot nav ctrl dot push add product. Okay. So I'm not going to pass any data. So I'm just keeping as empty the second parameter. Okay. So I just save the file. So now you can see the result here. Okay, so when I click the login, so here you can see something is mismatching. Okay, so we will fix it now. Okay, ion buttons. Okay, inside the nav bar. Okay, so here you can see at the top, I can see the button with a clear. So I can see some icon. So when I click this add product, I'm just navigating to the next page. And do you have any doubt here? Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. So inside the add product, so we will do something. We will create the layout and for inserting the product catalog. Okay. So just go into the add product. So I'm just creating the something mm, product image. The product image we will see in upcoming session. So as of now, we will leave that as empty, and a product title and product description, and we will use some date component. Okay, so for pick some dates like available dates, something like that. Okay, so I'm just using ion list view, ion list. So inside the list, I'm going to create a multiple ion items. Okay, so ion item. So inside the ion item, so I'm just creating ion input. Okay, type is going to be a text. Okay, so here I will introduce one more thing. So inside the ion item, so there is a thing called ion label. So here you can see whenever you can see something on the login page. So it's just an empty text box, right? There is no label on that. So to declare the label, so you can use ion label. So ion label, it has a multiple style. So we will apply it one by one. So that is going to be the product name of the product. I'm just duplicating that. So one more style is called stack. Okay, and one more thing called floating. Okay, so these are the styles. Okay, you can have a look on the documentation. Okay, so the first is a name, second is something like we can make it of price. Okay, and also there is a data type called TEL. Okay, so when you use the TEL, so when you run the application on the mobile, it will open the number pad. Okay, the user, they cannot enter the text on this field. Okay, so that is for telephone. Actually, that is for telephone. It will open the dial pad. Okay, okay. So then mm, loading description. Okay, I will use some description here. Okay, so instead of the input, I will use the text area. Okay, so text area, because description can be multiple lines. Okay, then I will use some other component that is called date time component. Okay, if you want to use some date picker, so you can utilize that. Okay, so just go to the Ionic documentation, go to the Ionic components. So here you can check it out, date time. Okay, so to work with the date time, so this is the date time stuff. Just copying and inside the ion item. Okay, daytime, it has a multiple property. Okay, so here they are picking hours, monthly, something like that. So I don't need that. So just go to the documentation. I need to pick the date. Okay, so they have a multiple property. Okay, you can refer the documentation how to get that. Okay, so if I pass MMYY something like that, it will pick the month, date, year. Okay, so I'm just going to utilize this format. I don't need that. Now it will open the date time. Okay, so I'm just adding some. Something like this. Okay, and I'm going to use a few more components to make you understand clearly. um, okay, we will use checkbox. Okay, so I'm just using the checkbox. I just save the file. So we will see that result now. So here you can see. So first thing, I haven't added any style here. Okay. So now the label is here. The second thing is I have added the stacked. So stacked means it will be on the top of the info. Okay. The third thing I will add the floating. So something it will be inside the description box. So when I click this, the label will move to the top. So that then expiration date. So I can it will open the date picker. Okay, so you can choose anything, something like that. And so here you can see it's a checkbox. Okay, so here you can notice something is on it's running on the Android, right? So you are seeing some style. If the same thing is like same application is running on the iOS, okay. So to run it on the iOS device, so you can execute Ionic serve hyphen lab. Okay, so Chrome is providing some iPhone layouts. This time utilizing that. So here you can see some animations, right? When I click the on Android, it will come from bottom to top. But when I click it on iOS, it's coming like a side stuff. Okay, so add product. So here you can see the style will automatically change based on the platform. Okay, so it gives the native experience for the user. Okay, got it right? Do you have any doubt here?
No, any additional effort required to make it compatible with iPhone, iOS, and Android?
Yeah. So if you are trying to use the same design on the both operating systems, so we can do some settings on that. Okay.
Okay.
I will share some. So one line code. I will share some links to you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then what we are going to do? So I'm just going to add. I'm going to add some buttons. Okay. Add a product. So when the users click button, I need to add it. I need to create a function inside the add product.ts. Okay. So here I need to say one more thing. So when you create a new page, you can see something like Ion View did load, right? So these are the lifecycle method. Lifecycle method means so these are the predefined function to do some particular action. Okay, so what this Ion View did load function it will do. So once your .html file is loaded successfully, so this function it will call automatically. Okay, so that is the purpose of lifecycle method. Okay, so then once the view is loaded, you can, if you want to execute some particular functionality, you can call it inside here. Okay, like that we have some other functionalities also, like can leave, something like that. You can refer the Ionic documentation for that for remaining life cycles method. Okay, so it will be helpful for some situation. Okay, so that is the meaning of the Ion View declared. Okay. Okay, so here we created a function called add product. Okay, just saving all files. Okay. Next, what we are going to do, we already have these information, right? I need to assign those all information into the JSON. Okay, just go into the add product. I need to create the JSON that is called the product info. It can be any data type. Initially it's going to be the empty JSON. Okay, so using this product info, I'm going to assign the variables. So for declaring the variable, so ng model dot title of the product. Okay, so same thing, it will be applicable for price. And then text area, I don't have any data type. Okay, description. Something like expire date. It's something for availability. Okay. So when the users click the button, I need to pass this value to the web service. Okay. So as of now, we are not writing the any PHP code. So we are going to learn how to work with the Firebase here. Okay. So I'm just saving all files. Okay. So here I need to call the Firebase. Okay. Okay. Before that, I will give the introduction about the Firebase. Okay, so here we will learn Firebase means. So Firebase is the mobile backend as a service, so which is provided by the Google. Okay, so Firebase it's not only it's providing the lot of services on that. So first thing is a real-time database. So real-time database means they are providing the NoSQL database. So where you can enter your data to their database. Okay, it's not SQL, so there is no tabular format. So it's fully a NoSQL. Okay. So everything will be in real time. So what is mean by real time means? So usually in traditional coding, so whenever you updated the data, so we will write some code with some set interval. So for the particular time of period, so we will check the database or we will call the API and we will update the data, right? So here the real time means so you created some application. Okay, so if someone is updating some data from one application, so consider you have 100 application. So 100 application will reflect the same data without refreshing any pages. Okay, that is called real time. So everything will be a real time with the fractions of seconds. Okay, without refreshing. So that is called real time. And they are providing authentication service. So authentication means email authentication, Facebook. So we can get the user info and we can validate the email address. So those kind of authentication service they are providing. And cloud storage is used for storing the media files. So you can store any kind of file. So in this session, we will learn how to store the images. Okay, it doesn't matter. You can store any files. So they are supporting for that. And then test lab for Android. So usually for testing purpose, as a corporate, we cannot buy a lot of devices, right? So like a Firebase, they are providing a test lab for Android. So they use the virtual devices for that. You can directly upload the APK and you can test it. Okay, but we are not going to learn that. Okay, so we will learn only real-time database, authentication, cloud storage, and something like a push notification service. Okay. So these are the things we are going to learn from here. And the crash reporting, so if something crashes happen, so the crash reporting is used for that. And cloud function is used for executing your own functionality on the Firebase cloud. Okay, so Firebase is providing some predefined functionality where you can insert the data or storing the images. Okay, but it doesn't make sense. But we need to write our own code. Okay, so to write and execute your own code on the Firebase server, so they are providing the cloud function. So but you can use only Node.js as of now. Okay, so they are not supporting any other languages, so they are supporting only Node.js. And the hosting means, in case if you created some a basic static HTML, you can use the Firebase for hosting instead of hosting your website on some other hosting server. Still you can host it on the Firebase. In case if you create any SaaS product, okay, with the Firebase backend, so you can still host it on the Firebase hosting itself. Okay, it's a normal static HTML only. Okay, and performance monitoring is used for monitoring your performance. And Google Analytics, Google Analytics used for analyze the user. Okay, so you can have a clear analytics about the users. Okay, actually now Google Analytics is called as Firebase Analytics. Okay, I think they haven't updated it. Okay, so using this analytics, you can understand in which page the users are spending a lot of time and which button the users are clicking. Everything you can track analytics. And dynamic links. Okay, dynamic link, actually what is the meaning of the dynamic link? You can see in some application, some kind of news kind of application, so they will send some notification to you. So when you click the notification, it will automatically redirect to the particular page instead of just opening the application. So the app will navigate to the particular page, right? So that is called the dynamic link. Okay, and invites means if you want to share something like if you want to share the your application content to the some other user, so that is called the invites. Okay, so it's kind of you can notice in some application, some booking application, so they will give some discount coupons if you share the application, right? So that kind of logic that can be handled inside the invites. And ad mob is used for displaying the advertisements on that, so we will learn this ad mob also. And cloud messaging is a push notification service, so where you can send a notification from the server to the all users. Okay, so we will learn that. Remote config means if you want to do some setup without rebuilding it again and again, so we will directly use the remote config, but we don't use it. But instead of remote config, we can still use the real-time database for that. And app indexing means it's related to the Google search. Okay, so you can index your application content to the Google. Okay, so when the user search, if the content is found inside your application, so it will open your application. That is called app indexing. AdWord is used for like a marketing your application. So these are the services providing by the Google. From here we will learn how to work with the real-time database and authentication, Google Cloud Storage, and Google Cloud Messaging, and AdMob. We will learn the Firebase Analytics also, Firebase Analytics, and cloud functions. Okay, so in case if you want to execute some functionality, we will learn how to work with the cloud function. Okay, so these are the things we will learn it. Okay, do you have any doubt with the introduction?
I think you are going a little fast.
Come ahead.
You're explaining a little fast.
I explained fast, huh?
Yes.
Shall I explain again? Hello? I can't hear you. Yeah. Yes, I can. From the Microsoft, they are providing Tesla for iOS. Microsoft Azure services. Okay. And cloud function is used for executing your own code on the Firebase server. Okay, so you need to write a code on the Node.js. So as of now, they are supporting only for Node.js. Maybe in future they will support for other languages. The hosting is used for host your website, the static website, only the HTML websites. Okay, to the Firebase server. Performance monitoring is for monitor your application's performance. Google Analytics is used for analyze your application, so you can track the pages, you can track the events which is happen inside your application. So that is for Google Analytics. So dynamic link means you can notice in some application they will send some notification, or for example, if I am sharing some link to you, okay, so if you click that application, so it will open the particular application, and it will display the particular content which I have shared to you. Okay, instead of just opening the application, it will go to the particular page. So that is called a dynamic link. And app invites, so you can notice in a few applications, if you share the application, you will get reward for that, right? So that can be handled by the invites. AdMob is used for displaying the advertisements. Okay, and the cloud messaging is a push notification service. So if you want to send notification to the users on the cloud, so that is called the cloud messaging. Okay, and remote config, it's used for do some dynamic configuration inside your application. Okay, so that is the remote config. And app indexing, that is you are connecting your application to the Google search. Okay, consider you created some news application, and if you connected through the app indexing, if someone is searching for today news, if they have installed your application on their mobile, so your application will prompt as a first search result. Okay, so they will click it, it will open to the next it will open your application. That is app indexing. AdWord is used for marketing your application on the Google. Do you have any doubt?
Sundar,
Yeah.
I have a not on this explanation.
Okay.
I have a doubt on the responsive feature.
Mm.
The responsive feature is if I don't want the same theme of the app,
Mm.
and I want to add my own CSS file to that page,
Mm.
will that impact the responsive, or responsive is taken care by framework?
No, if you are writing your own CSS code, you need to write your own code for the responsive. Okay.
Uh,
If you are
for one or
using
two.
the existing component, they will take care of him responsiveness.
Okay, okay,
Okay, you got it right.
yeah, I got it.
Oh, yeah. Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. So to work with the Firebase, so first thing is you need to create a Firebase project. Okay. So just okay. So you need to log in the Firebase first, and then go to console. Click here. Okay. So I need to create a new project. Okay. Add a project. Type your project name. Mm, Okay. So I'm just using the project name, and you can choose the country and add a project. Okay.
Does this choosing country impact anything?
Nothing. Just for their confirmation. Okay. Not for you.
Oh, that's it. It's not that the hosting of the cloud is into this country.
Of course, it will affect. So, like, they will choose some nearest server for you.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So once you created a new project, so it will go to this dashboard. So the next stuff you need to do, add Firebase to your web application. Okay. Click this. It will generate the token for you. Okay. Something like this configuration. So we need this. Okay. Not the entire code. We just need this configuration file. Okay. So the next stuff you need to install the node modules, because we are going to use the node modules to connect the Firebase. Okay. So the node module name is Firebase. That's it.
Where did you click on that? Add Firebase to your Android app or web app?
Web app. So here we are connecting the web services, right? Sorry. Uh, the Ionic is a kind of web part only. Okay. So we are, so this Android and iOS application is used for a native development. Okay.
Okay.
So if you are developing hybrid, you need to choose the web
Oh,
app.
okay, okay. For
Okay.
for this phone gap, you have to use web app.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So then I need to go for Firebase npm module. Okay. So I need to install the Firebase dependency, because we are going to do some operation with the Firebase. Okay. Instead of writing our own code again and again, so we can utilize the Firebase. Okay. So to work with it, we need to install the Firebase. Npm install -- save and the Firebase. Okay. So go to your working directory and execute it.
1 second.
I have a note on that. Okay, let it install. Okay, it may take
So,
some time, so we will
so
start
we
coding.
need to install this Firebase for Node for each of the project if we are going to use Firebase.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So second stuff, I need to declare, I need to initiate the Firebase on my project, okay? And here, and just go into your app.component.ts because it's going to be the first page, okay? I need to initiate the Firebase here, okay? So before that, I need to import it first. Import star as Firebase from Firebase. Okay. So Firebase is the plugin that is a node module. It will install inside the node module. Okay. And so the Firebase module it will contain lot of functionalities. Okay. So that is we are importing everything and we are creating a variable called Firebase. Okay. You got it right?
Yeah,
From
yeah.
the Firebase module, we are importing everything and we create the Firebase. So whenever I use the Firebase, I can access anything inside the Firebase module. Okay. Okay. So first I need to initiate it first. Okay. So for initiation, so Firebase.initial app is used for initiating the thing. Okay. So once the constructor is loaded and the platform is ready, I need to initiate the application. So here I need to pass the value of the Firebase project information. Okay, so here we have it, right? So just copy it and initiate it. Okay, so once your application is ready, so it will initiate your Firebase. Okay. Okay. Some proxy error. One sec. Okay, this it won't display under your machine. Okay, so I'm using my personal Mac on my lab office also. A proxy issue. Okay, now it's installed. Okay, so the plugin has been added. Sorry, the Firebase module has been added. Okay, so now it's not showing any error. Okay, we imported the Firebase and we initiated the Firebase. Okay.
I think
That
the
is-
screen is stuck.
Oh. Okay, I will reshare it. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Okay. So what we did, we imported the Firebase and we initiate the Firebase. Okay.
Uh,
So next thing is what we are going to
can you
do.
explain that initial? Yeah, this initialize
Yeah.
app is inbuilt or it is user defined?
Inbuild. It's an inbuild. Okay. So
Okay, it's
Firebase is the
inbuilt.
module which we have created. So this is the variable. So inside the variable, so we have the initiate function. Okay. Initiate function, it requires a JSON of the configuration. So this configuration, we are copying it from the Google. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So second thing is I need to insert some data to the Firebase. Okay. So before that, I will explain the Firebase dashboard. Okay. So in the dashboard, you can see the in left side. So you can see authentication, database, storage, something like that, right? So as of now, we will work with the database. Just click the database. So here you can see it's loading. As of now, it will be empty after loading. Okay, because we don't have any data here. Okay, and you can see multiple options here. So one is the rules, data, backup, usage. Okay, so go to the rules. Here you can write your own rule. So what is this rule? What is the purpose of rule means? You can decide who can access the data. Okay, so as of now they have mentioned if authentication is not equal to null, they not equal to null. Yeah, so they cannot read it. Okay, so it's very important. The user must authenticate it to read and write the data. Okay, so I'm just rewriting the rule. Authentication is equal to null. They can read it and write it. Okay, or authentication equal to null. So now I make the entire database as a public. Okay, so whether the user is authenticated or unauthenticated, they can read and write data. Okay, so this is just for a temporary purpose. Okay, based on your project, you can utilize that. If you don't have any idea with the Firebase or NoSQL, or if you are new to the NoSQL, go to the YouTube. The Firebase is providing the best video for NoSQL, like a NoSQL for the SQL developer. Okay, so just go to the YouTube and search for Firebase channel. So inside the channel, you can find the playlist. Okay, so it will be around 6 or 7 videos. Just watch the entire video. You will have a clear idea about what is Firebase data. Everything you can have a clear idea about that. Okay, and just watch the introduction video. So if you are not familiar with that particular service, okay, so they have the intro video on every product. Okay, so here just come to the topic. I'm just publishing the topic, the rule. Okay, so now this database, it can be read and write by anyone. Okay, so this is the step you need to do it first. Okay, so second, because I have created a button here. So when the users click add a product, I need to get the value and push it to the Firebase. Okay, so add a product.ts, I need to import the Firebase first. Import status Firebase from Firebase module. Okay, so using this Firebase, I can access anything. Okay, so Firebase is providing a multiple functions for inserting, reading, updating, deleting something related to the database, and you can upload the data and you can delete. You can upload a media file and you can delete anything related to the media. It can be handled inside the storage, and for authentication, it can be handled inside the authentication. Okay, so Firebase is providing 3 major functionality. One is database, so which is used for doing operation with the database. And the next thing is the storage, so which is used for working with storage. So Firebase dot authentication. So these 3 major functions, it's provided by the Firebase module. Okay, so we can utilize these things and we can use it for our upcoming steps. Okay, so as of now, I'm just going to use the Firebase database. Okay, so Firebase dot database, then I need to give the reference. So what is the reference means? So as of now, I'm just giving. Okay, I will explain it later. So once you see the output, it's going to be the reference. Okay, as of now, consider this product as a table name. Okay, a normal SQL. Technically, it should call as a collection. Okay, but consider it's a table. Okay, inside the products table, we are going to insert some data. Push. So what we are going to do, this product info. That's it. So it will insert the data to the Firebase. 1-line code. Okay, just save the file. Do you have any doubt here?
Come again, please.
Come again.
Yeah, your voice actually break. broke.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first thing is we need to import the Firebase. Okay. So Firebase is providing from the module we are importing. So inside the Firebase, and one more is a storage, and one more is a authentication. Okay. So from the tree function, we are going to utilize that database. Okay. The storage and the authentication we will see in the upcoming sessions. So Firebase.database.reference. So this reference is used for referring the table. Okay. So the great advantage with the Firebase or any NoSQL database, uh, you don't want to uh, predefine the table name or a column name. Okay. So everything, like if you refer, it will create automatically because everything is a JSON. Okay. So I'm just referring the product table. Actually, I cannot say the table. Okay. It should be a collection. Okay. Consider it's a collection technically. Okay. So I created the collection that is called product. So inside the collection, I'm just creating a record. So record means so your data. Okay. Just save the file. And when the users click the button, all data, it will appear on the Firebase table. Do you have any doubt here?
No.
Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. So here,
Yeah.
okay. So I just log in, add a product. So I'm going to type something, ASPF or something like that. Available, add a product. Okay, go to the Firebase table. Here you can see I have the products. It's a collection. Okay. So inside the collection, some random keys generated. And so here you can see. So whatever I have typed on the input box, I can see it. Okay. So I'm just creating a few more products. Okay, I create a add a product. So here you can see. You got it right? Any doubt?
The price we have given price is number, right?
Come again.
You have validated that price as a number, right?
We haven't validated. I already told you, right? So it will be applicable only on the device. Okay. Not on the
Okay, you are
browser. If
telling
you are
that.
running on the if you are running on the device, it will open the number pad. It won't allow you to type the text. Okay, that will be only on the mobile. If you want to validate, we have some validation library. I will give some reference on upcoming sessions. You can utilize that. Okay.
Price is type as an title. Sorry, tele something, right?
Come in.
Price is given as an tell type.
Yeah.
What is that? Tell.
Yeah. Tell means it's in HTML that is called telephone. Okay. So that is used for typing the mobile number. So mobile number, it can be a number, right? It cannot be a text. So
Correct.
when you run the application on the device, so
Okay.
when you click that, it will open the number pad. Okay.
Okay.
It
Okay.
will never allow you to type the text.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So that is the tell. And still you can do something, some authentic, some validation is there. Okay. Some library, you can utilize that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have any doubt here? So we inserted some data to the Firebase. Any doubts?
no, no doubts.
Okay, fine. Okay, so then you can notice here. Sorry. Okay, I have a product collection. So inside the collection, I have a multiple records. Okay, so the record we can notice it's created dynamically, right? So if you want to update this record or if you want to do something with this record, you need to know what is this key. Okay, so this scenario we cannot not we never it cannot be predictable. Okay, because the Firebase they have some own algorithm to generate the key. Okay, so we cannot predict the key, but we can make our own key. Okay, so if, in case if you have any unique identification, so you can make your own key. Okay, so I will explain it how to do that. So consider you type some numerical value here, okay? So that is going to be the unique one, okay? So just for demo purpose, okay? So when I enter something and when I click the add product, so based on the price value, I'm going to create the key, okay? So that is what we are going to do it now, okay? So this push is used for inserting the data with dynamically with dynamic key, okay? Firebase dot database dot reference. Okay, so inside the products, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a reference, okay? This dot product info dot price. So what it will do under the product collection, it will create its own record, okay? Now it will insert. So instead of push, you need to use set. Just that product info. You got it? Do you have any doubt here? So under the product, we are creating our own key.
Why are we using slash after products?
Yeah, because the product is a root collection, okay?
Okay.
So under the products, we are creating our own key, okay? So it will become inside here, okay?
Okay.
If I remove that, it will do the concatenation. It will create here, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Product, something like that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You got it right? Any doubts?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I'm just saving the file. We will try it out. Typing 123 some description, some dates available, and product.
Sundar,
Yeah.
on application side, how will we ensure that it is stored?
Yeah. That is the next part I'm going to teach you.
Okay.
Okay. So here you can notice, so 123 which we have created. Okay. So this totally predictable. Okay, because we created, right? So if I doing some changes here and add a product, it will update. You got it right?
Yeah.
And so when you use the set means, it will refer the particular value, and you need to notice the entire value will update, okay? So for updating the value, we have one more function that we will see in the upcoming session, okay? As of now, just we will learn how to insert the data. That's it, okay? Okay, so here we use the two concepts. One is push and one is set, okay? So mostly we use the push only. Okay,
So
instead of set.
basically, refer does both of the things, update and insert. Depends on the key.
Yes.
Okay.
Set is used for not only for updating. We cannot say directly as update. It will just reproduce the value. Okay.
Yes.
For example, you made only one change, right? But will update the entire one. Okay. For updating, we will see in functions. Okay.
Fine.
Okay. So mostly we will use the push. Okay. So because we don't want to create a new keys every time. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have a unique key, you can utilize that. So if you don't have a unique key, you can use the push. Okay. So next, you asked
But
one question.
if we are going to use push mainly, then how we will get those data back based on keys?
Yeah, that we will see how in the next upcoming session. Okay. So we will learn how to read the data from the Firebase. Okay.
Okay.
So see, it's based on your scenario. For example, if you are creating a application which is ad application of consider, and in that case, so you need to use the like set, okay, to store the user's profile. Okay.
Okay.
Every user has a unique mobile number. So under the unique mobile number, you can store the user's information. Okay.
Yeah.
You got it right.
Yes.
At the same time, the user is chatting to, consider you have a 2%. So person 1 is chatting to the person 2. In that case, we don't have any unique key, right? the chat.
Yeah.
So that case you need to use push.
Okay.
You got it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's based on your situation. So whether it's going to be a set or push. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So next thing is, so we created a function, right? But we don't know how, whether it's executed or whether it's showing the error. Okay. So the Firebase is having the callback function dot then is a success callback function. So it will return some data, and if any error, so dot catch any error, it will throw it. Okay. Okay, I'm just writing inside the console. You can display some pop-up like that. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do some more actions. Okay, so here I'm going to do some more actions. So when the users click the add product, I will show some loading screen. So once the data is inserted, I will display some toast message. Okay, so those are handled by Ionic Angular. So toast controller, loading controller. Okay, I need to create an object for that. Okay, so using this object, I can access any function there. That okay. So when the users call this add a product, this start load controller dot create. So
What
I
is
have created
let keyword?
let is equal to the variable. Okay, so yesterday I explained you right. So
But
let
you
is a
told that
temporary value.
we don't need to use any variable or keyword for defining anything.
Yeah. So previously in JavaScript we use a var, right? So there is no var under TypeScript. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everything is let.
No, you told that we don't
Okay.
need to use any keyword for that. Just we can write as load equal to this dot.
So that we can utilize on the declaring on the root. Okay.
Okay, okay. If we are
If you
declaring
if you if
anything
you
inside function, then
inside the functions, you need to use let.
okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we created this variable to present. We are declaring the load controller. Okay. And so why we create the variable means, so we need to present at the same time we need to uh,
Close
hide the
it.
loader, right? Yeah. So that's why we assign to the variable. So now it will present. So once the insert operation is successful, we are load dot dismiss. We are closing. Okay. Whether it's a successful or a failure. So failure also we need to close because it will load automatically. Okay.
Yeah.
Shiva has some issues. He's disconnecting from it. Okay. Mm. Okay. So once the data has been inserted, I need to display some toast message. Okay. Toast message is a kind of small notification message. Okay. So here I'm just displaying this dot toast controller dot create. For a duration of 3 seconds. Okay. So that is the 3 seconds. So here I'm just directly printing the toast message. Okay. If any error, so I can also display. Okay. You understood? Do you have any doubt here?
No.
What is
Any
this
doubts?
present?
Come ahead.
What is this present? Load dot present.
Yeah. This present is a default function which is used for displaying the toast message. Okay. I will explain with the documentation. You will clearly understand. Okay. Yesterday I told you every component it will have some own API, right? So for working with the API, just you can go to the API documentation. Okay. So here I want to display the load screen. So I'm just going to the load API, loading controller. So inside the loading controller, I have a lot of functions inside that. Okay. So from that function, I need to utilize only. I need to create a loader first. Okay. For creating a loader, so first I need to import the loading controller. Okay, from the Ionic Angular. So then I need to create an object for that. So using this object, I can create a loading controller. Okay, so for creating a loader, I have a function, predefined function that is called create. Okay, so inside the create they have some predefined uh, keys for it. Okay, content means it will display please wait on the loading screen. Okay, now we have created a variable to we create and we created a variable and we created the loading symbol. Okay, it's kind of component. Okay, loading component, but we need to display the loading component to the user. So to display that, they have some predefined function called that present. Okay, so when loading that present, it will display the pop-up. Okay, and the loading dot dismiss, so this loading which we have created, dot dismiss is used for closing that loading screen. Okay, like that every UI component that has own functionality that is predefined. Okay, you can read it on the documentation. Okay, mostly for a frequently used stuff, I will like we are learning while coding, but I cannot cover everything. It will take a month for that covering. Okay, but most frequently used stuff we will cover it. Okay, now you understood, right? Do you have any doubt?
No, no.
Any doubts? Okay. So just the same scenario for the present. We create it instead of assigning to the variable and just directly calling the present. Okay. Okay. So we will see it now. Okay. Login. Add a product. I'm just going to add it. Something like this. Okay. So when I click this, you can see some loading pages is there, right? Creating product. It's inserted at bottom. You can see inserted successfully. Okay. You got it right.
Uh,
Yes.
Okay, I will do it again. So you can watch clearly. When I click add a product, it's showing the loading, and once the insert is successful, it's showing toast
yeah.
message at bottom, right?
Yes.
Clear? Share the source code to you. I think today is enough. Tomorrow we will see some other topics. Okay.
So, so tomorrow means Saturday or Monday?
Session.
Tomorrow means Saturday or Monday?
Okay. So here. Okay.
What?
Every day you will have a class.
Tomorrow no class.
We could.
No class.
I could not listen.
Don't stop any sessions. Like that he said.
He said no
Hello?
Saturday.
Confirm
Your
with.
voice is breaking, Sundar. Hello. Hello. Hello.
I'll give some tasks to you, okay? So that will be the good one. Okay, as of now, we learned how to create the pages and how to navigate and how to insert the data to the Firebase, right? What we will create on this session, that is an entire program, we will create some e-commerce kind of application, okay? Something like a catalog. So we will make a purchase on that, something like that, okay? You are going to do the same thing, but not to the product, okay? So you need to create some yes, Tata, we can hear you. Uh, like whatever we are seeing, so you need to create your own project. I will give some task for you. You create some student database, okay? So we will here we will learn how to work with product, okay? The same thing you need to do it for student. So we enter the product detail price, something like that, right? Like that you need to type student name, student date of birth, and student fee information, something like that, description, something like that, okay? So same thing, whatever we are seeing on the session, you need to replicate on the student's project, okay? You got it right? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Create your own project with the students, okay?
Okay,
Like whatever we are learning, so everything will apply for you also, okay?
okay,
So you can side by side, you can try to implement that.
okay, fine.
Okay, make sure everyone should practice, okay? So when I write the code, it will work like a magic because I have a huge experience and it will never throw the error, okay? Practice on yourself, you will get a lot of error. So feel free to ask me on WhatsApp, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I will share the code on your drive, okay?